Welcome back to my cluttered basement, fellow hustlers, resellers, treasure hunters, and all. Or even if you're just somebody that's, brand new to it, just looking for some tips and tricks on what kind of stuff you can find. I have special things, something that I didn't expect to sell one bit. It was one of the things I picked up about a year ago whenever I first got into reselling. So I was brand new to reselling as an item. A few months passed down the line. I thought, oh, I'm an idiot for buying it. But, this weekend it went ahead and sold. So I was pretty surprised about it. And I'll save that for the end. If you stay tuned, I'm going to be more than happy to show you what I sold, something that's surprising. So, certain things will sit on your shelf for maybe a year. But, right when you're thinking that it's not going to go, boom, it sells. Today was a pretty awesome day out picking and treasure hunting. I met another reseller that also has, kind of his own picking business, where he had a whole bunch of, like antiques and really cool old stuff there. I'll try to find the Facebook link and put that in the description below so you guys can go ahead and find his page. They're called Metalhead Picking or something like that, or Metalhead Pickers. But yeah, let's get right into it. Before I get into what I found there, I wanted to share that I got all this stuff for free. I didn't pay a dime for some of this stuff. I didn't pay a penny, a dollar. I didn't pay $2. I didn't pay $10. I paid nothing. That's all I did was grab it and put it in my truck. I got to a garage sale right as they were closing up. It was the last day. They said everything's free. My wife wanted a futon. That was a really nice futon that they had, but somebody else went ahead and got it. There was a cool DVD player that somebody else got, but I still got plenty of value, and I'm pretty happy about it. The first item I'll share with you is something I'm probably not going to sell. I'm going to keep this because once I clean up my desk, I really like working on dual monitors. Since I only use a laptop, and I always have a bunch of tabs open, a second monitor is going to come in useful, and I didn't pay anything for it. And I haven't tested it yet, but she said it's working, and I've never run into an issue at a garage sale in my past where somebody says something's working and it doesn't work. At estate sales I have, but a garage sale never. So I'm pretty happy about that. I finally get my dual monitor since my wife went ahead and took the other monitor for her business. But I get a second one, and it is it takes up just enough space to be able to put on my desk later. Let's get into some of the other stuff I got for free. I also got this DVD player. It even came with the remote. The DVD VHS players are where the real value is at. But the really cool thing about it is that somebody will probably take it. I won't sell it for much, but it is pure profit. Not 100% profit, but pure profit. I didn't invest anything into getting this. So that is something that is pretty cool. I left one of my boxes upstairs. Maybe I'll share that in another video. Another thing I got for free, technically not free because I got it from my brother. I went to his house for his wedding this weekend, and we have been collecting old NES games since we were little kids. And back when Funco Land was around, before there was ever a GameStop, we used to go in there and buy them for 75 cents, $1 all the time. And right now seems to be a good time to get selling those, so we wanted me to take the responsibility for that. I actually didn't want to because I already have enough inventory as it is, but I'll go ahead and help out. It's just going to be a lot of dividing the profit between myself and my two brothers. But the cool thing about it is that will really help out my eBay algorithm because they're really sought after items, and it should be some stuff that's pretty easy to sell, hopefully. Also, that same sale I was just talking about, I got this cool wireless keyboard free. Since I work on a laptop and not a desktop, I'll go ahead and just sell this for something. So whatever I get for this is going to be pure profit, and I'm pretty happy about that. What else do I got here? that I got 100% free. There's definitely some more stuff. I'm probably not going to be able to share it all with you, but these were also free. Pair of shoes. They're I don't even know what brand they were, but they were in pretty decent condition. So I just went ahead and picked them up. If I get something for it, great. If I don't, oh well. Shoes aren't really my game, so I didn't really think too much. I just kind of grabbed it. At worst case scenario, I end up throwing it out. I got a bunch of other stuff for free, but I don't have it all down here. I got this cool matter manipulator. Seems like some type of machinery. Guy would like something like this, so I'll probably sell it. But it's a cool little poster that goes to some kind of blueprint. So I'm sure there's going to be some gearhead out there that wants this. I'm not really too worried about it. But as my basement is getting more and more clutter into it, like I said, I need to list more. So I'm not just a pack rat, I assure you that. I actually do know what I'm talking about in my picks, but I'm kind of like a little squirrel. I like to pile up my inventory in the summer, and then I sell it throughout the rest of the year because I'm in Illinois. I only get a couple months of really nice weather, and then the rest is just garbage weather. And I'm not a huge fan of estate sales. I always feel like they're asking a little bit too much for the stuff. It's kind of hard to make a profit unless you could really drive them down. As for the last item that I got 100% free, I didn't pay a dime for this. Paid $0, 0 cents. That's all I had to do was pick it up, put it in our SUV, and I'm going to take the camera off the top of my computer, and I'll go ahead and show you what I got. I got a whole subsystem there. There's the big part right here, whole big subsystem. It's several parts, and don't mind the clutter. I apologize for the clutter because I just put the stuff down here now. But that is a pretty cool find. I'm probably not going to put that on eBay right away. I'll go ahead and probably list it on Facebook Marketplace, and I'll see if I can get anyone to pick it up there, because that is a product that is a pain in the neck to ship out, especially if I want to sell them all together. I could sell them piece by piece, but even so, shipping's still a pain with that stuff. So I'm going to see what I can get for it on Facebook Marketplace. If not, maybe I'll just have to bite the bullet and put it on eBay and deal with the shipping issues, and probably end up having to make the buyer pay shipping. But if that happens, but the cool thing is that those it doesn't have any cords, but even without the cords, I could get like up to max like $200 for something like that. Like I said, I probably won't get that much because I'm a discount outlet. I like to price most of my stuff fairly, unless it's a really rare gem or something that's really hard to find. Thanks for staying tuned this long. I have a few more things to show you. I went to another garage sale where everything was literally too cheap. I couldn't even, I didn't even want to negotiate with the lady, but I figured while I was there, I still drove the price down a little bit even more. The first thing I noticed, and I'm gonna give one of these to my daughter because my son, started skateboarding. I recently got him a pretty good skateboard, and she wants to get more into it now, so she could really use these. But I got two of them, and they're pretty. The decks are a little scratched up, but I got these Tony Hawk skateboards, and the bearings are still in pretty decent condition, so I'm gonna get something for them. And I have another set of bearings upstairs as well, so I'll probably take the bearings out of one of these and put brand new ones back in for my daughter, and I will just go ahead and sell the other one for a decent price. Like I said, they're not like top of the line or anything like that, but I could definitely get something for them, or maybe re-grip tape one of them in the near future, or just give them to my kids. I end up doing that quite a bit. I'll find stuff and I end up just giving it to my kids. But these were 75 cents each. I bought them for pretty much nothing. For really too cheap, and I didn't even pay quite that much for them because I made a respectable pile together at that one and drove the price down a little bit more, which is usually my style. Yeah, okay, what else did I get there? Oh, these baseball bats. Each of these was priced at $1. If you have any common sense, you know that baseball bats are worth a decent amount of money. Just make sure you put in the California prop warning, not to be used as a weapon or for vandalism. That's what I usually write, just to cover my butt. But it's you know, I didn't even really check the brands, but they're only $1, and baseball bats usually easily go for like 20-30 bucks a pop. We're like worst case scenario $10, and buyer pays $10 shipping. That's like kind of minimal what you could usually get for them if they're like not a good brand or something like that. But I actually got 3 of these, all priced at $1. $1, and I'm pretty happy about that because usually baseball bats, when you get them at a garage sale, even when they're in, you know, by my friends, when they're in really rough condition, usually it's hard to get them for less than $5. And I'm not too much of an expert on which ones are really valuable. Sometimes you might hit a baseball bat that's like a $60, $70 baseball bat, but who knows? Maybe I have something of value in this. Let me know in the comments if you know if any of these is a really good one, but I know it's Louisville Slugger brand, which isn't a bad brand on this one. This is another wooden one. Excuse me. Louisville Slugger, Grand Slam, some wooden baseball bat, only paid $1. It's got some tape on it, but I don't mind stacking up stuff that I can get for this cheap because I know baseball bats are a great sale, especially over the summer. Like right now with baseball season going on, it has a pretty good chance of going. I know I've already sold a few different baseball bats. Oh, and then this was the final thing that I made that pile together. They had a set price. I would have been a little over $10, and I said, hey, I only have $9 in my pocket, so can you give me everything for $9? She said, okay. They were very nice. They even helped me load the truck up, which I really appreciated. But I got these, like I said, piling up stuff for winter. And the new in the box Christmas sweater kit, so you can make your own funky Christmas sweaters, and I could add some volume pricing to it if I choose to. If somebody wants more than one, they could get a deal when they buy 2. So I thought that was pretty cool. They're priced at $3 each. When I added them to the pile, I think I would have been between 10 and maybe $12, and I got it for an even $9 all together. All that stuff for $9. So it's pretty cool with that. I got 1 box of stuff at that Metalhead Scrappers that I gave a shout out to with their Facebook page. And this guy's really, you know, he had a lot of cool stuff in his yard, and I wasn't going to load my car up with any of it because I'm too uncertain. It's not really my, excuse me, it's not really my cup of tea to list stuff just for parts. But I figured, you know, since I'm diversifying anyway with, you know, my whole eBay stockpile, I have all different kinds of stuff, so different times of the year, I could always depend on some sales coming in. That's kind of the strategy I went about. But what I got here is something pretty cool. This whole box, he wanted quite a bit more for it. I think he was at $30 for everything, and it's all broken parts, so I drove it down. I got it I wanted to get it for 10, but I couldn't get 10. He got me for 15, and maybe I'll have some buyer's remorse for this stuff because it's all like broken parts. But what I do know, what a lot of people don't know, is yeah, you can sell stuff for parts not working on eBay. So I'll probably put it in a box together since it's all heavy, make the buyer pay shipping, give a reasonable price, and I got a whole bunch of these parts. Some of this, I think this blue one's from like the 1950s, so it's definitely antique. There's some parts and pieces down here that are as old as from like the 1920s. So when you have stuff that's really that old, even though it's broken, if it's antique, you can still make a profit on it. It's just something to think about for some of you, because this type of stuff often gets overlooked, and especially for people that are like brand new sellers, it's very easy to get caught up in a sale. You price something that's too much and a buyer has like the simplest problem with it or the lightest problem, and that can really hurt your algorithm when you're starting out. Oh, stuff that's 4 parts not working, then the buyer already knows that the product itself doesn't work, and they'll be pleasantly surprised if something in there does work. I got all these parts here. Let me take off the camera and give you guys a peek. That's that whole box right there, full of this old telephone stuff. I paid a little bit more than I wanted to, but I'll take it. I'll see what happens. Like I said in my previous video that once in a while you really have to just take a gamble, because you never learn anything without trying out some new stuff that you know nothing about. You'll never learn if it's worth picking up or if it's not, and you'll be stuck looking for the same video games or the same items that you're used to, just that you already know is going to consistently resell. So I always go after the stuff I know has a high chance of selling, and then once in a while I leave a little bit of a side stash of money, or once a week I might save like 10 to 20 bucks for something to just take a gamble on and see what happens. And most of the time I usually end up pleasantly surprised where I get a little bit more. Like I spent $1 a while back for a stash of old beer cans, and I sold them for way more than I thought I was going to. I ended up getting screwed a little bit on shipping, but I still made a profit. And I was just really surprised that they sold it all. It was just empty beer cans, but they were vintage and old, kind of antique-y. So they weighed a little bit more than I expected, and I was a little disappointed at the end of the day. I wish I would have prepped myself for shipping a little bit prior to, or I wish I would have paid or charged the buyer some at least part of the shipping price. Instead of then I could have made a few bucks on them instead of only making 8 cents, so it wasn't really worth my time. But I was surprised that it sold, so it's definitely something I might look out for next time. I might still pick them up and just price it a little differently. I forgot this item. This was also at that garage sale. I got this for really cheap. It said make an offer on it. After I put, there's a whole set of catching gear. I know sports equipment goes really well. You could sell that stuff fairly easily a lot of times, especially in the summertime. And yeah, so I was pretty cool with that. I was in the pile. I think I got an average price of roughly like $2 for the whole catcher set. I think they wanted 5. Maybe I said 3. I think I said 3, and then I put the pile together and I drove the whole pile to 9. So I'd probably average $2.50, $2. Riley, upstairs. Excuse me, that's my dog. I just don't want her peeing down here or nothing. Now, something, a little tip for you, especially, now you could really start to, I could give away some good knowledge, especially to all you guys that have stayed tuned through this whole 20 minutes. I know this is a long video, but I really want to stress some common sense to people. That's something that people often don't think about. Now, I was at this garage sale, and I found this little horse riding helmet, and it's a brand, you've all heard of Lexington Safety Products. Lexington is a known brand. I don't know how valuable of a brand they are, but I'll do a little bit of research. And what I don't know horseback riding. I don't know how to get on a horse. I don't know how to ride it. I have no freaking clue what brands are good and what brands are bad. But what I do know is that people that ride horses often come from money or have a lot of money. And I got this as well as some, horse riding pants together. I think I paid $2 for all of it. I also, negotiated my prices down at that garage sale as well. So I was pretty happy with my takes there. Going to get right into the other stuff I picked up, but I'm pretty happy about this. Whenever I looked at the compare-ats for what sells, these helmets could sell anywhere from like 10, 20 bucks to the better brands to like 50 to one of them I think sold for like $200 or $300. So I don't know what brand it was, but I'll do a little bit of research on if this is a good brand. It's size 6 3/4. So once I type that into eBay, my phone will actually help me out in finding exactly how much this is worth and figuring out exactly how much I should list it for. But pretty certain I'm gonna make some money on this, no problem. It probably won't be in my basement very long. Hopefully I'll have some time to let you guys know for what it goes for. But stuff like that, whenever it's an item that, like golf clubs, for example, a lot of people that play golf have come from money. So it's like, if you know the clubs, then, you can totally make a lot of money on golf clubs. I've seen a lot of guys on YouTube make a lot of money on golf clubs. But any sports that people that have a little bit of wealth play and stuff, you usually know that you're going to get a pretty good take on it. So I was pretty happy at finding this because I know that I'm going to get a good take on it without a doubt. All right, I'm getting to the end of it here. I ended up getting this pile of video games. Not all of them are video games. I saw these in the first pile. Cruel Intentions. I've sold this DVD in the past before. I've made a couple of bucks on it, so that's an easy take. I already know that somebody's going to buy it. I already know that it's a relatively, cult classic DVD. So I know I think 2, 4, 6. She wanted so much for them. I think there's a couple more DVDs I had, not DVDs, but video games that I had that I don't have down here yet. But I ended up getting an average price of the whole stack of a little less than $2 for each DVD video game. Lord of the Rings PlayStation 2, not huge value, but I got it cheap enough where I'll make a couple bucks on it because it's cheap to ship. This was pretty interesting because it was still in the wrapping. It's literally brand spanking new, so I can sell it as brand spanking new, but it's Major League Baseball Memorable Moments. It's a little DVD. Some sports fans are going to enjoy. Like I said, you don't have to know everything about an item to flip it. Like, I don't watch sports at all. I don't watch baseball. I don't study baseball. I know no players. I know who Sammy Sosa is, and that's about it. It's pretty bad. Like with me with sports, I don't know sports, but I recently found a Miami Dolphins jacket that I'm sure somebody's gonna take. I saw the compare ads for ridiculous, like $100, etc. I priced it below that at a pretty fair price. But like that Miami Dolphins, really cool vintage jacket. Somebody's going to take that. So sports stuff is a pretty good bet. And this I got for exactly $1 because I remember after I got a bigger stack than this, and that's laying around somewhere. The rest of it, but I ended up seeing this afterwards. Kings of the Ring. I might keep this and watch it just because I like boxing. It's one of the few sports I actually do like sitting around and watching. But it's looks like a little documentary about some of the legends in boxing. So stuff like this, I have no problem letting that sit for a while because it doesn't take up a whole lot of space. That's what I really like about smaller stuff like that. It doesn't bring in a whole ton of money, but it also doesn't take up a whole lot of space. And then that's something to think about. Last item, I brought this up on Facebook. I will keep it fast. But I found this Brookstone brand grill alert talking remote thermometer. Pretty much brand new. I don't feel comfortable listing too much stuff as new open box anymore because one time I listed something as new open box and unfortunately the buyer made an issue of there being some kind of scratch that was on it. Honestly, I don't remember there being a scratch on it because I remember inspecting it and taking pictures before I shipped it out, and I don't remember seeing a scratch on it, so I don't know how much transparency or honesty was there, but maybe I was scratched before I sent it out. I don't know. So I remember I was a little bit of a battle there. I was a little bit bitter about that return. But, that's part of the hustle. It happens. You get returns once in a while. So that's why I don't like to list stuff as new open box. if I'm not really certain. So I'm probably just going to list this as used and put in the description that's great condition, blah, blah, blah. I like to be as honest and transparent as possible, and I don't like returns. I'm not a big fan of getting that stuff because it's a pain in the neck, and it's hard when you're excited that you made some money and then it turns out you didn't. But these on the tippy top can sell as much as 50 bucks. I'm probably not going to sell it for that much. You know, I like to get stuff moving as quickly as I can. And it was priced at $5. I got it for $4. So I got a dollar knocked down from that. So I was pretty cool with that. This is almost like a certain thing that's going to sell. I got some stuff that I'm a little uncertain about, but you know, like I said, that's part of the hustle. You got to pile inventory, otherwise you're not a store at all. And that's just part of the game. This week, I hope that I can get some more time to really get listing and get some more stuff up. But before I go, as promised, the secret item that I couldn't believe sold. It's not a huge ton of profit, but I also have an inquiry on another item. So before Sunday's closed out, or maybe I'll end up making a few bucks. I think I sold this for like $8.99 or $6.99, something like that. But plus the buyer paid shipping. I paid $2 for it. It's actually a VHS, believe it or not. I sold a VHS. Like, I know that for a while there was a thing on, you know, YouTube, Facebook. People were talking about Disney VHSs being worth like this crazy amount of money, when the fact is, no, they're not. If they're still on the wrapping, you might get 10 bucks for it max. But unless you have some type of secret knowledge, I don't. Like the Black Diamond ones are supposed to be worth more, but good luck selling any of that stuff. VHS tapes, now VHS players, yeah, you can make some money on, but really, I made what, $1, like $1, $2 profit after shipping and fees. Maybe a little bit more than that. So, you know, but right now I'm just happy to get something out of my basement, and I'm happy I made some type of profit and there's no loss on this. So maybe if I have time, whenever I'm editing the video later, I could show you the e-profit of the actual money I made off of the product. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content. I will get back as much as I can with stuff getting listed, what I'm listing, what I'm selling. As I list stuff, then they sell a lot more often. The more I list, the more I sell. So thanks for tuning in again, and adios, amigos. You know, I don't know if I have any other corny sayings. I haven't come up with one yet, but thank you so much for watching. I can't thank you guys enough, especially at the beginning of my channel. But I'll have more content coming to you. And yes, I know right now it looks like I'm piling stuff up in my basement. But, you know, like I said, I'm packing up for winter. And believe me, there definitely is quite a bit of stuff that does sell. So, thanks again. Bye-bye.